Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jaden Farquhar, independent science fiction author, and I've been doing some thinking lately about why am I doing this, right? Why do I write books? Why do I sell them independently? What do I want out of it? Um, and I've been thinking about that all year, to be honest. This year I've done more with selling my books, my 2 novels I have out right now, and whatever future projects working on that stuff. I've been doing more this year than I've done maybe ever before. I've certainly been doing doing a little more online promo and all that stuff, and it really has me thinking about why I'm doing it, because it's one thing to write a book, and that takes months. It takes a lot of time to finish it up, and then it's like, okay, now it's like, I just want people to read it. And then I guess it's, how far do I want to take this? Because people talk a lot about chasing your dreams and that you should chase your dreams in order to be happy. And that, that's basically what you should do. But that's really vague. People are very quick to tell you, oh, chase what makes you happy, like chase your dreams, find success. But what would that success look like, and how much is enough are questions that I think really should be discussed when you're talking about that. And I would say in this case, that's definitely relevant, because I realized that I had to kind of break it down into, like, okay, what do I actually want and what's going on here? I'll give you some examples, right? Let's say that I sell a few books and I take home some money, right? Royalties, and how much, how much money would I want to take home? How many sales would I want to get? Would I measure? Would it be like, okay, if I have enough in sales to cover the expenses of publishing more books, since I'm doing it independently and I enjoy that creative freedom. So, the book cover I have to pay for, the edit. I have a great editor. I get a really good rate. But, that costs money. And wouldn't it be cool if I could pay for that out of my book sales and not out of my job, right? Sure, like, wouldn't that be cool? At the moment, I just have a certain monthly amount from my paycheck that I dedicate to promoting my books. And it's like, what if these books were self-funded? Wouldn't that be cool? I guess so. And then you could extrapolate further and be like, okay, well, would your ideal dream be like, if it was lining the shelves, if it was in bookstores, libraries, and public schools, I'll call it, right? Oh, like, that's when you really made it as an author or whatever, kind of artist. It's like, oh, when your stuff is mainstream, it's in all the stores, it's in the libraries, people can pick it up. And you have all these different ideas and images of success. But it's kind of funny, because I've been thinking about it and, right, chasing your dreams, and the logical conclusion there would be like, okay, chasing your dreams. Like, people are saying that you should just keep going, keep trying to be more successful until you've reached a point where you can't push it any further. But I've been kind of thinking about that, and I'm like, these are all very arbitrary things, Like, who's to say, right? Who's to say, if I make a single book sale and that person reads my book, they read my book and that person says, wow, like, I actually enjoyed this. It was insightful. It was cool. Here are my thoughts about it. And that can be a really great feeling. And I've noticed that, in fact, actually, that's probably the best feeling that I've gotten in response to my books being out in the world, is somebody actually reading it and then going out and telling me, like, is way more, exciting than just seeing a sales number tick up. So, if one person reads my book and says that, versus, let's say, 1,000 people bought my book, but no one said anything, and there weren't any reviews. Maybe there were ratings, but there weren't any actual reviews left or anything like that. So I'm left to wonder, like, okay, people read my book. That's cool, but what did they think about it? I'm not sure. So I'm thinking, like, if you were to, like, weigh these two options on a scale, what would be more gratifying? And I have to honestly go with the first option, which would be the person which has happened and I'm grateful for, which is the person reaching out and saying like, hey, here was what I thought about your book. Even if they didn't fully like it, or maybe it wasn't for them, just the fact that like I get to hear somebody else's thoughts on this book that I wrote for other people to read is really cool. And that has kind of, I think that single-handedly was what led me to a broader realization about chasing my dreams, quote unquote, and about success, and realizing that I don't really want it. Like, I don't think that that's what I care about. I think as long as I'm pushing my book out and getting people to read it, that's all that I care about. I don't really care about the numbers or about making money from it or making this my full-time thing. And here's the other thing too about money, right? Because I will admit, I think that a lot of times when people say chase your dreams and you're talking about success, like I think a lot of us have an interest in making money. It would be great, becoming rich, so to speak, not having enough money to empower yourself to do whatever you want is a nice idea, and certainly would be an enjoyable feeling, I'm sure, for many. But at the same time, right, is that the same thing as, like, are we just confusing it here? Is that the same thing as like enjoying your art, or is that two separate things that you're confounding into one thing? You know what I'm talking about? So my idea with this is, okay, yes, I'll admit that I have an interest in making money. Most people do. But should that same interest, does the money have to come from my books, right? Does it have to be like, oh, I'm getting tons of sales from my books? Or would I be just as satisfied if, let's say, I went and made some money and then I also sell some books and I spend the money to promote the books, and I don't really care about making a profit, but I just promote the books as far as I can, and I just treat making money as its own thing. And this is exactly what I've done, and I realized is that, and I've gotten into investing. It's kind of a passive hobby of mine right now, and I've been doing a lot with that. It's very and with investing, I could that's a separate topic. I could talk about how you in most cases you're not really going to beat the market, and a lot of it is just straight up investing into very reliable, well-known things. But yeah, that's kind of a hobby of mine. And I realized, like, wait a second, I can make money and I can sell books at the same time, and I don't have to worry about my bottom line for my books, because I take that interest in making money and I apply that to investing, right? My other hobby. And it's like, then I'm kind of satisfying both of those interests without conflating the two. And I don't know how I came to this kind of like realization, just happened over the past few months. But I was like, yeah, I really just, in terms of selling my books, I just want to get readers, and that's the only goal. And yes, I am, running it independently. I am going to optimize it to try and sell better and do all that stuff, because that's just common sense. That allows me to make more return on my sales, get more out of my promotion, get more for the effort I'm putting in. That's a good thing. But then I just take that money and I put it back into promoting the books. I don't really take a profit from it, and I don't think I need to. So as far as chasing your dreams is concerned, that's just my thought. Like, basically my question to people who say that is, why does chasing your dream have to include making a ton of money? And if you want to make a ton of money, why does that have to be conflated with your dream of artistic success, which to me is just basically just getting people to acknowledge that I exist, to read the book and to see that it was put out there, and it's great to see people read it and enjoy it or have their own thoughts about it. So that's basically all I have to say on the topic. Yeah, I'm just at the moment trying to steadily get book sales and put the word out and find creative ways to promote my book, but I'm really just doing it to get readers. I don't really care about the money. Yeah, that's basically it.